in the
And oh
chat.
yes, I built a language for this. Thank you for reminding me. Saying Raksa, aka Ryan Blue Thunder. You know, Ryan Blue Thunder asked me, he wanted to say his name in Ninarsa, which is my language, and he's like, how do you have a word for thunder? Because I have the whole dictionary on the website, and I was like, I realized I didn't have a word for thunder, so I created Praksa, which is the word for thunder, just for Ryan Blue Thunder, so he can have his name in Ninarsa.
That means you can say thunder thighs now.
You probably could. Do I have a word for thighs? That's the thing with creating languages. You kind of start with the basics. Like for me, I start with, like I, you, he, him, they, their, come, go, is, was, like all those basic words. And then I kind of build up. But now that I've built one language, I have a list of languages. I have a list of words because you kind of see like on the dictionary, the words are kind of grouped, and it got so long I had to break out different sheets or different tabs on the same sheet where here are all the colors and units, and these are like relationship terms. And I mean, you can't have a language that's like Indo-European languages. Well, it's not really a conjugation, but it's just like how in Romance languages and kind of English, but well, no, not in English. So how in Spanish you have, I don't know the actual linguistic terms for it, but for example, if I say I eat, it's yo como, but if you eat, it's comes, and if he eats, it's come. But in not every language has that, and it's really interesting once you study languages and see how language structure differs so much between in different parts of the world, and how I try to use that kind of a little more international perspective that I have to build Ninarsa, because I speak Mandarin and very little Spanish and Japanese, but I speak a little bit. But just knowing those differences, I try to build that into Ninarsa. So a lot of aspects of Ninarsa are a little Asian. For example, the writing system is not just phonetic. I have a logographic system, so it's a mix of logographs and phonetics, just like kanji and hiragana and katakana. And in the way Ninarsa is spoken, you can drop the subjects a lot, just like in Japanese. So anyways, I try to integrate that into the world building as well. It's not super noticeable at first, because especially in book one, I kind of like just sprinkle it throughout, and you'll slowly notice it. But obviously there's a lot of Slavic and Nordic influence, because I really love ancient European culture and just medieval, but like pagan medieval culture. And I love ancient Europe. I got a fucking thing for like ancient Europe. I don't know why, but I sprinkled in a lot of things from other parts of the world. And there's some of the gear that people use are Mongolian and stuff. I want to do really original fantasy that isn't just somebody ripping off Tolkien or somebody just drawing another D&D campaign. So it's, I put a lot of effort into this, and it's all for your enjoyment. I'm sure you guys are going to love it.
Nice.